Hello friend, I'm Marcus with the IndieMusicLab.com. So one of the most timeless and iconic effects that anybody can add to their vocals is simply distortion. Everybody from the Beatles to Taylor Swift to indie bands, they all use some form of distortion or saturation on their vocals. And so today I want to give you a couple insights into those types of distortions and saturations that you can add to your vocals to just make them sound more professional and more interesting. So let's go ahead, let's dive in. These are the 3 distortion types that you can experiment with on your vocals. All right, the first type of distortion for vocals is the guitar amp distortion. So the reason that I named this the guitar amp distortion is because it literally sounds like you are running your vocals through a guitar amp with some overdrive, and some distortion on it. And so the song now that I'm going to use to demonstrate everything in this video, this is my version, at least of the vocal mix, of You and I, the song You and I by the band Easy Day. They allowed me to use their song for my Wow Factor Vocals 3.0 update, which is going to be coming out soon, so be sure to stay on the lookout for that. But here's what it sounds like. Not the same, let's give it a try for a while, turn back time. So that's more the standard sound. Now, what would happen if we were to come into this vocal and make it sound like we're running it through a guitar amp? So I played with a couple different options before I hopped on camera here, and the first plugin I tried was Little Radiator. This is just a basic saturation, like preamp distortion plugin from Sound Toys, and so when I added that to it, it sounds like this. Not the same, let's give it a try for a while, turn back time. So here's without that distortion. So that one isn't crazy. That one has a nice edge to it, right? And so this is a no-brainer type of effect whenever you're going for an alternative, rock, metal, really any type of genre that you want the vocals to have a bit of edge to them. Adding a plugin like Little Radiator by Sound Toys is just a great move. So that's one example of adding a distortion plugin to get that guitar amp type of effect. Another plugin you could try is actually a free plugin. This is the plugin Saturation Knob by Softtube, and that sounds like this. So here's without. Now, as you can hear, there is already some distortion happening in my original version of this mix, but we are just elevating that and adding even more grit to it. But the saturation knob is such a great plugin to use. Let's solo the vocal so you can hear it a little bit. Right, there's without it. You and I, not the same. I'll take the blame one more time, please don't hide. And then a cool thing with this particular plugin is you can change the type within the plugin itself. So you can go from neutral, which is where it is at now, which is the default, or you can go to keep high, which focuses the distortion on the higher frequencies. You and I. So you can hear a bit more of that cutting through because the distortion is now focused more on the high end, and then you can also focus more on the low end with the keep low preset. Not the same. Now the keep low I tend to use mainly if I use it on a kick drum or a bass guitar or something like that. I usually don't tend to use that setting when it's on a vocal. So it's either neutral or keep high for a vocal. Let's give it a try for a while, turn back time. So yeah, and that's a free plugin. That's another example of just simply throwing a saturation or distortion plugin and getting that effect, that feeling, that sound of, it's almost as if you're running your vocal and miking it through a guitar amp. Now, speaking of running it through a guitar amp, you could even go so far as to physically, with an actual guitar amp that you have in your studio, and singing through that guitar amp, setting up a mic next to the guitar amp and recording the sound that comes from the amp itself. 100%, if that sounds good, that's a great thing to experiment with. Now, if you've already recorded your vocals and you want perhaps a bit more control over it, which I tend to be a bigger fan of, generally speaking, I like to have my vocals come into my DAW, you know, where they're still a bit moldable. I can change it as I want to throughout the mixing process. One of the ways you could do that is actually add an amp modeling plugin to it. So here in my DAW Studio One, the stock amp modeling software is called Ampire. And so I browsed through a couple different presets, but here is a preset called Rehearsal Fun, and it sounds like this.
You and I, not the same. I'll take the blame one more time. Please so high. You and I, not the same. Let's give it a try for a while till my time.
So I'm not as much of a fan of that. I would guess, or I would venture to say, that it probably would sound better if you were to record your vocals through an actual guitar amp. And I know I've heard of, I think the Strokes have done that on some songs, and I'm sure there are lots of rock songs out there that have this guitar amp effect on the vocal, where that's actually literally what is happening. They actually ran their vocals through a guitar amp and recorded it live like that. So that's 100% an option as well. So there you go. Those are 3 different ways, or just 3 different plugins that I tried out to achieve a guitar amp distortion effect on this vocal. Now, the second type of distortion that you can add to your vocals that I want to share with you is the retro tape saturation effect. So this effect that I'm about to show you is perfect if you're going for, if you want your vocal mix to have a little bit of a sound from the 60s or the 70s or the 80s, just a classic, vintage, old school sound to your vocal. A couple things you can do. The first thing I would start with is add some type of tape saturation. And there are a bunch of different tape saturation plugins out there, but that will help you get started to just warm up the tone a bit and add a bit of that tape-like texture to it. So to start this, I'm going to go with my UAD Oxide Tape plugin that I have. And that sounds like this.
Not the same. Let's.
Sorry about that. All right, let's mess around with some presets here.
Give it a try for a while till my time. You and I, not the same. Let's give it a try for a while till my time.
So as you can hear there, if I go off and on, it's not making a huge difference. These type of tape saturation plugins, they're not going to make a drastic shift in the sound, but it is a stepping stone. It does start to orient the sound a little bit in this retro direction. Okay, so that's one plugin that you could get started with. Now, if you wanted to make it even stronger, I would suggest, before you go adding another type of plugin, I would suggest throwing an EQ on here and just doing some basic EQ work. Just doing some basic EQ work on this, because that is going to make a huge difference in your ability to recapture that vintage sound that we hear on those old records from way back in the day. So you might want to do something like,
Not the same. Let's give it
like remove some of the low mids
a try for a while till my time.
and just low end in general.
Not the same. Let's give it a try for a while till my time. You and I.
And then also maybe not as much high end. A lot of the records from back in the day, they didn't have as much crispiness and as much of that crispiness on their EQ or on the sound overall. So perhaps rolling off some high end, giving it a bit more of a blanketed type of effect can help as well. And then maybe a boost here.
You and I. Not the same. I'll take the blame one more time. Please so high. You and I.
So yeah, added some tape saturation, we added a little bit of EQ to shape the sound. And then finally, if you want to take this even farther, a plugin that is great to achieve this, and many of you know exactly what I'm about to use here, of course, it's RC20. Now, RC20 is when you really just want to lean into the retro sound. You can, of course, make it pretty subtle, but here's an example, starting with this Vinyl 1 preset, what it could sound like on a vocal.
Dark, you and I, not the same. Let's give it a try for a while. Turn back time. You and I, not the same. I'll take the blame one more time. Please don't hide.
So it's adding that vinyl noise to it, and it's just warming up the sound, adding a bit of distortion here. And so yeah, you could browse through the presets here. Let's go for a cassette sound, see what that sounds like.
Not the same. Let's give it a try for a while. Turn back time.
Yeah, I mean, that's a crazy difference, right? Before and after the RC20. Because here's again before.
You and I, not the same. I'll take the blame one more time. Please don't hide. Dark, you and I, not the same. Let's give it a try for a while.
Now, obviously, RC20, it's not the cheapest plugin in the world, and I don't really know exactly what a good alternative would be for RC20 at either free or a lower cost. But as of releasing this video anyway, Black Friday is just around the corner, so be sure to keep on the lookout for a deal on a plugin like RC20. It's one of those plugins that I just use all the time. And speaking of that, if you do want my list of the 12 plugins I use on basically every song, I have a free PDF that explains and lays that out for you. So I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to check that out. Okay, so there you go. That is the second distortion type, which is the retro tape saturation type of effect. Finally, the third type that I want to mention is the ghost distortion. This is just the subtle distortion that basically every song that has been mixed and produced professionally has at least a little bit of distortion or saturation on. It's very, very rare that a song is released professionally by a professional artist, mixed by professionals who really know what they're doing. It's very rare that there isn't any saturation or distortion on there. And so this becomes a game of understanding what you want your song to sound like and adjusting accordingly. Sometimes you want it to sound like it's literally running through a guitar amp, like the first example. Sometimes you want it to be a very obvious retro vintage warm sound, like we just discussed in the second example. And other times you just want it to be very, very, very subtle. And I don't even really need to add anything because earlier on in this chain, there is already a plugin called Red Light Distortion that is on this vocal chain. And this is just a stock plugin in Studio One that is adding a hint of distortion. So if I solo the vocal, and if I turn off this distortion, it sounds like this.
We lost now in the dark, you and I,
Just with it.
not the same. Let's give it a try for a while. Turn back time. You and I.
As you can hear, it is so subtle. It is so, so subtle. And I'll give you one more example using one of my favorite plugins, which is the Neve preamp that I had this, and I haven't even been using this really for a couple years. I basically forgot about it, but this is a plugin that came with my UAD Apollo Twin audio interface. And this is just an incredible sounding preamp distortion that you can add to it, and you can add it in such a subtle way that adds just that hint, that edginess to your track, but it's so ghost-like you don't even realize it's there. So here's without it.
We lost now in the dark, you and I, not the same. Let's give it a try for a while. Turn back time.
Of course, there's if we crank it. But again, this is one of those things, it's all about the subtlety. And this is especially whenever you're doing, or whenever you are producing or mixing a vocal outside of, say, a rock song where you want a very obvious distorted effect on the vocal. I mean, go listen to even very intimate songs like Alana Del Rey. If you really pay attention, often you'll hear, even on her most intimate tracks, her vocals have this edginess to them, this color that kind of wraps around the vocal a bit, or that sits on top of the vocal, if you will. And it just adds that slight bit of distorted saturation, that slight bit of grittiness. And that really helps that vocal to keep you engaged. It glues the vocal to the rest of the song as well. That's another beautiful effect of adding saturation and distortion, is it gives a cohesive feeling and sound to the overall song. All right, so that is where I'm going to end today's video. I really hope you found it helpful. If you want to dive deeper into the plugins that I use on every song, then be sure to download my 12 plugins guide. This is just a free list, and especially with Black Friday right around the corner, be sure to check this out if you want to know what my favorite plugins are, because I don't want you to go waste your money on a bunch of plugins that, yes, they're on sale, but maybe they won't actually help you. So I want to bring you on the inside, show you the plugins that I use on literally every song, so that you perhaps can glean some inspiration from which direction you should go, especially with Black Friday coming up. All right, so be sure to check it out. I'll leave a link in the description, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day.